What's up, y'all? Johnny on the spot here. About to show you how to do some filleting professional style. I actually have been cutting fish for about 4 to 5 years now in a market. This is the crappiest knife probably you can find. I'm not sure what even brand it is. It's even rusty. So just if you use this technique, it's going to be a lot easier than any other technique. Safe, fast. First things first, you're going to want to grab this fin here. Get higher. You're going to want to come in with your knife in between these scales. You don't really cut down on them. Just kind of go in between them. Your knife will go right in there. And you cut all the way down to this spine here. Next thing I do, I come in here. There's this little spot behind the spine right here. All the way down this spine, you can find it with this knife. You don't really have to push too hard. See that? I didn't even move the fish. Now, you just want to make sure your knife angle is right. You don't want it like this. You want your knife like this. Now, this is where, I try to separate it a little. And I just peel it back down the spine. All the way down to the tail. Once you get this tail, you want to poke it through. So now it comes up like that. Keeps nice and still. Now, come here, nice and close for me. Look at these bones here, nice and close. You're gonna go over these and work away from it. All right, you're good. So we're just trying to create ourselves a little space now. I'm just peeling this back a little bit more. Come on in with me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and do the same exact thing on this side. And come up high. Just back up the tap. Back up. Yeah, there you go. Now you come down with the same thing you did before, and your cuts kind of meet up together. Run it right up. You never want to cut at yourself, at your hand, honestly. If you find yourself having to do that, you want to make sure you're cutting away from yourself. So now I'm going to come back and do the same thing again. See, if you got to be pushing too hard, you're not on the spot. Just got to sneak in a little spot behind the spine. The other side's typically gonna be a little bit harder. So make sure you keep your fingers nice and curled in. You don't really want to ever have your fingers out in front of where you're going to be cutting. So now we're going to run down this spine just like we did on the other side. Just like that. And I'm just pushing all this back. I'm going to go back to this side. Now this is where the ribs are. This is where you come up on your ribs here. So you can either pretty much just cut through them and just like break them, or you can roll them, which is what people learn to do once they get a little bit better with a knife. And you go kind of over top of them, which I'll show you on this side how to do that. Which reds are very hard because they actually have a middle one, a middle bone in there. But now these are rolled. I'll show you once it's out. That's all his ribs still. No ribs. Now I'm going to finish on this side. So now I'm just working back the other side of the spine, working down. Come up over the top. Down, down. Now this side, this is where I get to the ribs. Come over the top for me. Yeah. Now we're getting to the ribs on this side. So we're going to go ahead and cut through these ones instead of rolling through them. I'm going to just go ahead and snap them. You hear that noise? It's your ribs you got to snap. It's probably about 6 or 7 ribs. You can come back to your cut that you did already. And you just need to pry it away from, kind of push the flesh away. There's also a little bone you want to kind of saw through. Then you got to kind of pull it off. So now, this one, come up higher. So this is what the ribs are under. Rolled, not rolled. Now, I'm going to skin this thing. Alright. Let's do this side first. Usually, I go ahead and try to get under these rib bones here. A lot of people don't really worry about getting this close. I probably wouldn't either. I'll just go ahead and cut around. So that's why it's easier to cut, to roll them, because if you roll them, you don't gotta go through all that crap to get them out. But it's a lot harder. So now I'm just going to start at this tail, and the angle of your knife here is most important. You want it down, but not up. This is wrong. This is how you want it. And you want to kind of pull back with this arm while you're going forward with this one. Kind of wiggle it back and forth. Now, there's pin bones, spine bones that run down all of these. They're called pin bones. So redfish have ones that run deep into right here. Not a lot of fish have that. It's because of their oyster crushers. Trout have it too, actually. So now you just cut this bloodline stuff out of there. And that's how you do it. Alright, go ahead and